What's up, everybody? It's Man of Low Moral Fiber here. My name's Luke, and in this video I'm going to be continuing my overpowered level 8 Sniper Zer0 playthrough. Now, in this particular series so far, we have made it here to the 4th DLC, and in particular, the Mines of Avarice within. Is this a damage shrine? I'll go ahead and pick that up. This map is pretty cool, I guess, since we're going to be fighting primarily flesh-based enemies. I should switch to the Fire Bone of the Ancients for this, because we won't really be needing shock too much. So we'll just go ahead and get ready to kill all of these enemies here. Obviously, we took some damage from that initial exploder one, and I'm just going to knock out some of the enemies in here. I guess it's not truly necessary, so we'll go ahead and continue forward now. Now, not only are we doing this Dwarven Allies quest, which is active, we are also doing the Crumpacolyptic quest, which is a reoccurring mission that takes place in most maps within this DLC, where you have to pick up a number of crumpets. I think it's 3 in every map that you do it in. And so we will do that quest as well while we're here, and we'll also do at least one side quest for Claptrap while we're here as well. And so right now we are trying to get the optional objective for killing 10 sadistic orc. I feel as if we'll definitely complete that particular objective if we, kill even like half the dwarves on this particular map. And so that's kind of cool. Now, one of the oh wow, they have a dwarven miner up there. That's kind of mean. Oh, and they killed him. That's even meaner. And so we'll do that, because I do want to fight the Warlord Orc that is on this particular hill. It's been a while since I've been in here, but sometimes I used to run around this map for fun. It's actually a pretty well-designed map. Now, there is a crumpet, the first crumpet, in this little cart right here, and as you get close to it, this cart will begin to move. Now, this cart will kill you and any orc that are nearby, so don't touch it, because it will kill you. So yeah. Anyway, we should be getting pretty close to that Warlord Orc spawning. I don't know how hard he's going to be to kill as Sniper Zer0. We'll see. He does these roar things that level him up, and I think level the other enemies up as well, the other orcs. I could be wrong, but when he does those roars, he should hold still for a little bit. And I think if we can get critical hits when he does those roars, he should be fairly easy to kill. So now we've killed enough orc to get that optional objective. Maybe that's what triggers the big guy to spawn. You'll notice some red dots. Oh, there he is. You can see him over there to the left. So I wanted to kill this guy here so I could get the... Whoa, he's going to kill us. His melee range is absolutely humongous, by the way. And he'll jump at you. And so watch out for that. If we can get critical hits on him, he'll die, pretty easily and stuff. But getting critical hits on him will be somewhat difficult because he is so large. His melee range is so large. His head moves quite a bit. But like I said, if we are able to get critical hits on him, we should be doing damage like we're doing now. You'll see that he's already leveled all the way up to 84, which is pretty damn high. At this point, he has very increased damage resistance compared to what he used to have, and so that makes him even harder to kill. But still getting some good critical hits on him. He should be dead now, almost. I think Warlord Torg's as high as level as he gets, or at least as high a name as he gets. He may level up one more time. But as you can see, that enemy is pretty big and pretty gnarly. Now, he's not impossible to get critical hits on, just difficult to get critical hits on, which I find to be good game design. I don't like it when enemies can't get critical hits. Like, if it's just difficult, that's good. Like, you can make some enemies difficult. But I think it's stupid when enemies wear helmets or something that blocks their critical hits entirely. I think that that is bad game design, and so I'm never really a fan of when they do that. Now, we are low on grenades at the moment, but obviously we are maxed on sniper ammo, or getting close to it, because of this particular relic we have, or rune we have going right now. I'm not sure what you'd call it. And so I used that opportunity, being low on grenades, to get a few grenades there from those pots that we broke while we had 4 grenades, and so that's a good thing. We're getting closer to where we're going to find the Dwarf King. Looks like there's a guy up here for us to kill. Yeah, so we'll find the Dwarf King, and Brick is going to be our negotiator here, and this is probably a poor choice in a diplomat, because Brick is going to want to punch this guy. And see, right now he says he's itching to fight by our side.
Brick, don't. If you just talk to him, we can...
And Brick wants to punch him. And so we can punch him, much to the chagrin of both Lilith and Mordecai. And so now the dwarves who were going to be on our side end up not being on our side, and instead we have to fight through all of them. And that's interesting because some of the dwarves are pretty tough. The badass dwarves are tough, for example. But it adds another element or faction for us to fight through here, and that's kind of neat. Alright, so we'll continue forward now. Obviously, we're doing really well on both ammo and grenades. I do think it's funny how Tina taunts us here in the voice of Handsome Jack. That is kind of funny. And then we'll kill all of these dwarves, and we'll also be meeting with Claptrap very soon.
I'm getting taunted by a 13-year-old girl doing the voice of a grown man.
It is kind of funny that
guys, we should have waited for Roland to play. His character has the highest leadership skill.
That you know, Mordecai brings it up as well, and then once again you'll learn that Tina is you know, still delusional about you know, Roland not being here and stuff. So we'll talk to this guy. He's going to do a Lord of the Rings illusion here. And he does the "you shall not pass" thing, and you'll learn pretty quickly here. I guess that was technically, was that in The Hobbit? Yeah, I think that was The Hobbit, not Lord of the Rings. Anywho, it's all kind of the same universe. He's gonna do the "you shall not pass," and then you'll be able to just pass, basically. And at this point, you'll learn that the exit of this map is locked. This particular quest is pretty lengthy. We are going to do at least one Claptrap side quest while we're here. But we're probably not going to do the next one. I don't know. We might. It's just going to make the episode extremely long if we do. Anywho, now we have to go. We're probably approximately halfway through the map right now, but we have to go through some very densely populated. Not even. I think we're less than halfway through the map. We have to go through some fairly densely populated dwarf zones. And then after that, we have to fight through a boss and a puzzle and some other stuff as well. So we're headed up here. We're going to talk to Claptrap. He's going to open this door for us, as Claptraps do. And then he's going to tell us about the dwarven door magic, just like Tina said he would.
No way! That's like my third favorite type of magic.
All right, and so there's one letter right here, and he's going to tell us we can't have this one, but we're going to take that one. And at that point in time, I believe we will also get the Beard Makes the Man quest, which is fairly infamous within Borderlands 2, because it introduced the Grog Nozzle, which is a weapon that definitely has a split following. Some people are not very happy about it being in the game. I would actually count myself among them, probably. And that may sound hypocritical, because you know, I guess, you know, I do use it on Melee 0, obviously. But the only reason I truly do use it on Melee 0 is the fact that they basically made it a official part of the game during the $100,000 loot hunt when they had it drop from the Gold Golem, who we're actually on our way to, more or less, right now. And so that's something that, I don't know, some people weren't extremely happy about, because the Grog Nozzle kind of trivialized some of the game content, especially if you play Salvador, for example. Not only does the Grog Nozzle have a ridiculously high healing effect, which for the most part, if it wasn't for damage over time at overpower level 8, I probably would just use the Ruby on Melee 0, but the damage over time and the way that it deals level 80 damage over time versus level 72 health, you do almost need or should use the Grog Nozzle for Melee 0 in that scenario, because that's a little bit ridiculous. And for a character who spends most of his time, well, maybe not most of his time, but a significant chunk of his time with his shield intentionally depleted, without that you may have a hard time surviving, which is just kind of a shame. So we're going to go ahead, put on the Grog Nozzle here for getting these dwarves drunk and stuff. I guess I'll also kill these things. Alright. So we'll have to crush the dwarves here in a minute with the crusher machine. And we can do that, but first I'm going to kill these rock golem. because we'll need to go past them to get the Crumpet eventually as well. And see, with Sniper Zer0, I can kind of keep my health up and shield up through damage over time, sometimes by using Grim, which is obviously, very effective if you have a shield. I think Grim heals for what, like, what does Grim heal for? Or replenish shields at 3.5% per second. And so if you have a shield with a decent capacity and you get a kill, even through damage over time, some of the time you can stay alive, which is cool. I do think that's my one thing that I do agree is unbalanced in overpower levels. My two biggest gripes with overpower levels is that they should have capped shield penalties at like level 72 for health, like a level 80 shield should only deplete at level 72 health if it's a turtle shield, I think. And they should have also capped damage over time, maybe not at 72, but maybe at like 75 or something, because level 80 damage over time is a little bit ridiculous. And that's my main gripe. Other than that, I love the way overpower levels were implemented. They are an awesome thing that can definitely extend your time in the game. It definitely adds value to the game. Now that I'm done with the Grog Nozzle, we'll go ahead and take it off. But obviously the Grog Nozzle also has a relatively high, or an extremely high, I should say, multiplicative critical hit damage boost, and that is something that a lot of people aren't a fan of, because not only does it make Salvador just absolutely invincible, it makes all of his weapons deal increased critical hit damage. It also has the problem where its drunk effect transfers to other weapons as well. So overall, it's just kind of entirely broken, especially with Salvador. So I don't know. Oh, I forgot a Crumpet way back there. We'll have to go get that Crumpet. I'm going to take that real quick, just because it'll give us more sniper ammo. Okay, so I know where this Crumpet is. It's in a cage down here. So, slight backtrack here. It's been a little while since I've been to this map. I forgot. Oh, I even hit the barrel for it already, too. I just forgot to pick it up. Oops, that was stupid. My bad, wasting a ton of time here. Anywho, in our Crumpocalyptic saga, Lilith, who is more or less a parental figure for Tiny Tina in some capacity at this point, has made Tina eat a salad because by Tina's own admission, she only eats crumpets, which is probably not the healthiest thing in the world for a growing girl such as herself. So we're headed this way now, and we'll need to get any letters. I know pretty much where the beard thing takes place. It takes place over here by the puzzle. So we'll turn it to Dwarven Allies now because we need to pick up letters and stuff. So the next letter is apparently way down that away. So that's where we're headed at this particular moment. We'll need to take the beards to the forge, which we can definitely do as we're doing this. So it should all work out pretty well. We're headed this way now, though. Some more unbound, or he's not yet unbound. He's about to be unbound. Some more golems, basically, is what I'm getting at here. And we'll just continue to kill said golems until they quit spawning in my way. Now, being that we are about to fight a rather ridiculous amount of dwarves, I am going to throw on the Fire Lyuda because it should be helpful for acquiring and using. Well, that's kind of weird. I don't think we usually get a badass iron golem in this particular area, but whatever, we'll fight it. He did a lot of damage to us, but we killed him before he killed us, so I guess that's good. We are obviously going to be fighting an iron golem a little bit in the future. We'll go ahead and use this guy to recover some health on. And also waste a little bit of ammo on. That's okay. We're only 3 away from having enough dwarf kills to complete that badass rank challenge, so that's kind of neat. And now we'll head in here, and like I said, here's where we fight a rather ridiculous amount of dwarves. Not this room, but the next room has a gate that won't open until the dwarves need reinforcements. And so I think some of these dwarves actually count for needing reinforcements in that next room, and either way, if you don't clear out the dwarves in this room, they'll follow you into that next room, and that'll be bad, because they'll deal a ton of damage to you and stuff. Anywho, we'll just continue to kill these guys. I'm also acquiring some critical ascension here in the process because it should definitely help when we get to bigger, angrier dwarves like that particular dwarf right back there. In fact, we'll definitely want to get critical hits on him to kill him as quickly as possible because he has a big old shock mallet and it does a ton of damage. So here's another one of these, and not only does it do a ton of damage, it has a rather large blast radius when he slams it down, and you know, it causes shock damage over time as well. So we'll definitely want to watch out for that. I'm going to try to kill this dwarf first because his bombs are tough. And now we'll use our acquired critical ascension, although it has depleted in some capacity, to take out the rest of these dudes. And now that we have quite a bit of critical ascension, these dudes are going to be taken out relatively easily. And this gate has already opened because the dwarves are already needing reinforcements and stuff. And so that's why I think it's prudent to kill them in that first room, where you actually have a little space and stuff. Alright, so now we've killed all the dwarves. We're going to have to do a jumping puzzle now. And in order to do it without taking the weenie path, we do need to be able to do a grenade jump. So I'm going to drop some of the stuff here that I don't want or need. Oops, I kind of want the twister. I'll need to drop some other crap before I can pick the twister back up. Anywho, we'll drop that and that. And we'll just drop all this crap that we don't need, and then we will eventually pick back up the twister. And we're also going to unequip our grenade mod right now. Cool. So, Mordecai says he's not very excited about this particular jumping puzzle. And, you can't complete it traditionally unless you might be able to launch yourself off of that stone when it goes really high there, if you jump just at the right time. But the easiest way I know to do this is to do a grenade jump. So that's what I'm trying to do here, but I failed. So now Tina's going to create the weenie path when Lilith mentions that this jump is impossible. And I don't want to take the weenie path. I want to get it right. So we're going to try. Still have quite a few grenades. It doesn't truly count as a death when you do this either. You notice it doesn't take any of your money away or anything like that, so it's pretty cool. Alright. Oh, I was so close. We're going to try again. Probably wasting all of my grenades that I could definitely use for combat here. That's okay. There's only a big-ass dwarf ambush coming anyway. Damn it. I really wanted to make this, too. It's not the easiest grenade jump in the world, but I've done it before, I swear. Alright. We're gonna get it this time. Damn it. Ugh. I'm not gonna give up. I want this grenade ammo. Alright. There's no reason for me to take that weenie path. I'm gonna make it. I swear. Alright, here we go. Ah, they could have at least given it a flat surface. Damn it. Sometimes it just sticks there. Whatever.
Okay, Whiny Wendy. A magical bridge extends leading
Ah,
you
damn it.
to the road. Are you happy?
No, I'm not happy. I wanted to fucking do it. That sucks. I'm a chump. That pisses me off. I've made that fucking jump before. Damn it, that really pisses me off. And then they don't even give you the option to do it the right way. That's fucking aggravating. If they're going to make it possible, they should at least let you attempt it until you do it. Whatever. I'm done worrying about that. Alright, so let's kill these guys. Hopefully we get Spider Pants to spawn after this. I don't know if Spider Pants will actually spawn during the quest or not. We're going to have to kill that dynamite guy up top pretty soon here too, because he's got some rather powerful dynamite. He's dead though. Speaking of things we need to kill quickly. Alright. Let's get out of here. So, Spider Pants, I think, is one of the more interesting Easter eggs in the game. For those of you who don't know, there was a forum troll on Gearbox, official forums and stuff. His original account name was Raxley, and for a long time he kind of towed the line of getting banned and stuff, and then he eventually did get his main account banned. But he also made several other accounts along the way and stuff. Oh, in case you missed that dialogue there, they were talking about how Salvador doesn't think it's racist that Tiny Tina has made all the dwarves look like him. That's kind of funny to me because, as I've mentioned before, I've never really thought of Tiny Tina as racist. But anywho, yeah, Spider Pants is one of the funnier Easter eggs in the game to me, definitely, because he was basically, like I said, this guy created forum troll accounts, and one of his troll accounts was Smokey Johnson, and this was an alias that he took on, a persona, where he was a kid who was very naive and just seemed to be enthused about the game, basically. I think he made him from Australia or something. He would create personalities for all of these fake accounts he would make. Anywho, he would continue to do all of that, right? And he made this one thread called How to Kill Spider Pants. And he obviously made it seem like he was trying to say how to kill spider ants. In fact, the guide he wrote inside, which I think was like 1 or 2 sentences long, described how to kill a spider ant, which is obviously a very kind of almost self-explanatory enemy to kill. And it was just kind of funny that he made a little guide for that. And then, some people who didn't know that that was one of Raxley's accounts, I kind of had suspicions myself, actually, so I thought it was very much intentionally done the way he did it, but there were some people who thought, it was just a honest mistake, that he truly typoed Spider Pants in there, and that's kind of funny and all, but it kind of took on a life of its own on the forum. People drew a picture of Spider Pants, and that's actually exactly what the Spider Pants who can spawn right over there looks like. It's basically just a spider on top of some camo pants. And so this badass Iron Golem here, if we knock out his piece and he becomes unbound, he can level up when he kills enemies, and that's kind of cool because he can eventually become an Iron God, who is a ridiculously hard to kill enemy. But this time we're not doing that. That is perhaps a topic for another episode. Speaking of a topic for another episode, I may do a video more fully explaining the whole Spider Pants saga. And the reason it's so funny to me is because it seems very hypocritical of Gearbox to say, oh, you can't troll on our forums, right? Even though it's kind of funny to troll on that particular forum sometimes. Yeah, you cannot troll on their forums, yet they immortalize trolling within their game. And this particular forum troll, Raxley, was not very well liked by one of Gearbox's more prominent mods. And that was a funny saga that went on. In fact, another mod that became a mod a little bit later actually has like a personal problem with Raxley because of some of the things he said to other certain members of the Gearbox forums that she was friends with and stuff. And it's all just very funny to me that Gearbox kind of immortalized trolling within their game. To me, that kind of makes me laugh. There are some people who don't think it's quite as funny, though. Whatever, I might explain the whole thing in more detail in another video. I don't know, that's actually a kind of funny thing. If I did make that video, that would be one of the more meta videos I've ever made. There probably aren't too many people who care about that, but I think it's kind of interesting, so I might make a video on it. Anywho, we got some dwarves to kill here. We're obviously getting close to the end of the level, in a way. We still got quite a few more things to kill, but we're getting closer, I swear it, and that's a good thing. So we'll go ahead and kill these guys here. I do like that the dwarves are able to get very traditional critical hits scored on them. That is something that I do appreciate. So yeah, maybe I make a video on the Iron God, maybe I make a video on Spider Pants. See, these are good ideas I'm having while I'm making another video. I wish I had like 24 hours of free time every day, but unfortunately I do not. I'm working on it though. Working on it right now, in fact. Anywho, We're just killing enemies right now. And yeah, so far I haven't got called into work. It's the weekend. There's literally no one there, so I may very well get called into work. I'm guessing on something awesome like mouse doesn't work. And it's going to be something that I go into work for and then plug in a mouse and then get paid 2 hours at time and a half, which is awesome. But at the same time, a little bit weird. But whatever. It almost seems like it would be cheaper just to staff one person for the weekends than to give people on-call pay. But I'm definitely not complaining because it makes me a little bit of money, and that's nice. Anywho, we're going to go ahead and kill this rock golem. Now, some of my coworkers, they hate it when they get called in. They're like, oh, I hate getting called in, da-da-da. Like, they can call me in. They're going to pay me that amount of money. Yeah, call me in. Call me in 18 times. I don't give a shit. But some people disagree, and they get mad when, like, our call center fails to solve problems that should be solved over the phone. Because, you know, sometimes that happens and stuff. It's all funny to me. I truly don't care. If I don't get called in at all, at least I get standby pay. If I get called in 100 times, I get paid a shitload. So, whatever. So, we're going to do this puzzle right here. Basically, spin all the little green thingies. And then once you get to the 6th one, you're going to have to watch the order at which they unspin. And then do that backwards. But right now, we're here for the Beard Makes the Man quest. So we're going to go ahead and make Claptrap a beard.
Magical dwarven bowels.
Several hours, she says that she's been waiting to say that. So while that lowers itself, we're going to go ahead and spin these two. Alright, so, like I said, watch the order these happen in and then follow it backwards. So, like, it's not that hard. You have to remember a sequence of 6, basically. So that's going to be the last one we pull. So that side on the right is number 6. Here's number 5. It's just kind of a Simon Says thing in reverse almost. So that would be number 4. So 4, 5, 6. 3, 4, 5, 6. 5. So it's going to be, or 2. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, I can do that. I forgot which one of these was first, though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, God. I forgot it already. I said it wasn't hard. Whatever. 1, 2. I think you can get 1 wrong. I think it's this one that we do next. Yeah, I think I got that right. Cool. Neato. So we'll finish this, then we'll get that 3rd letter, and then we'll be going down to get the 4th letter soon. Let me hit this button. Alright, so while that's unlocking, we'll go ahead and pound out our beards here.
Whoa, you saw my devious target. Nice.
You guys are as smart as...
That we are, Torque. So now we'll go ahead and take this glowing beard. Then we'll get that letter that we need.
Turn to me and place the magical facial hair upon my deserving robotic face.
We'll also take this letter.
That's the letter F. Only one letter left.
That was a good rhyme by Tina. So, Greed Tooth is coming, or we're going to Greed Tooth, and we're going to be fighting him. Before we do that, we'll go ahead and roll die here on this chest. Didn't get anything special, so we'll head on out. Those chests are pretty cool. They should have had more opportunities like that to use Iridium in other DLCs as well. They just happened to miss that particular opportunity. It'll be interesting to see how Borderlands 3 is done. There are things I love about this game, and there's some things that I'm not particularly keen on. There were some decent ideas in Borderlands the pre-sequel, but a lot of ideas I didn't like at all. So it'll be interesting to see how Borderlands 3 turns out. Anywho, we're almost to Greed Tooth now. We have virtually max ammo, so I'm just going to run past that machine. I don't really care. Looks like there's a damage shrine here, so that's kind of cool.
Also notice a weird-ass magic globe. Might be why Greed Tooth's so mean.
So, Tina mentions that this magic globe here might be why Greed Tooth is so mean. So we can see him. He's kind of sitting on his throne. And then as we get close to him, there's his letter. He jumps into this lava, and then he's going to come back as the Golden Golem. And we have an optional objective right now to free Greed Tooth from his... so there's Greed Tooth from his curse. And in order to do that, we'll shoot this little teacup thing. Until then, we'll kind of avoid the Golden Golem. And so here he frees, which is good because that will enable us to get critical hits on this bad boy, which is what I want.
Give our saviors the password rune. Thank you for... Whoa, wait a minute!
So they realize that we killed Ragnar here, and he's going to get pissed at us and continue to fight us, even though we freed him from his curse. But luckily, now we can actually get critical hits. And the fact that we can get critical hits is very, very helpful. Alright, so we'll need to kill at least this miner here, because he's, or that dwarf there, because he's got that dynamite stuff that is very, very damaging. So we'll just sit back here and try to get critical hits on him. But also, you know, not die at the same time to his eye vision or whatever. Oh, and now this guy's shooting lasers at us too, so we'll knock him out. Now we need to get critical hits on him and finish him off. I don't know if he's weak to fire or corrosive. I'm remembering in my head that fire was more effective, and I'm not seeing it be incredibly ineffective. So definitely used it on him there, and now I guess everything else dies, and so that's kind of cool. We'll go ahead and pick this up, and then Tina's going to give us the option to teleport back at the point in time which Lilith... Oh, we got a 20 there. 20. Cool, there's a Longbow Slag Transfusion, not the worst grenade in the world. So we will head in yonder.
RATF? We have to unscramble that?
Is it raft? I bet it's raft.
So Brick tells us to place it as raft, and that turns out not to be the password, obviously. Rather obviously. Oh god, I gotta spin this thing.
Was that not the password?
So now Mordecai realizes what the password is.
Oh, God. I just figured it out.
So say it.
Fine. It's... art.
Guys! Did somebody say fart? What a
Oh, Claptrap.
thing to say.
Alright, so we'll head in here. Then this will be the Hatred Shadow. And we'll go in here, and this will be pretty much the end of this episode. It took quite a long time to work through the Dwarven Mines. We can go hand in The Beard Makes the Man in the next episode, and also, you know, do all the Claptrap stuff that comes after that. This is a pretty cool looking map. Unfortunately, it has a really bad boss in it. Anywho, this is going to be... Anywho, I guess this is the end. I'll go ahead and show you my gear and skill build real quick before we go. As always, guys, I thank you very much for watching. I do appreciate it. If you haven't yet taken the time to subscribe, please do so. I'd really appreciate that as well. Otherwise, I do hope to catch you next time. Bye, guys.